Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandye. Opa, I got to talk to you and find out how you're always in what you call the waiting room and why this doesn't start right away. I need to know if you guys are actually getting notices that we're live because I want you here. Oh, yeah, you're probably wondering about this. Well, see, when I play tennis, I usually do this. I have this really cute little hat. Wait, let me straighten this out. I have this really cool little hat, and I put my ponytail on the inside of my hat and pull it out the top like that. And that's how I play tennis, like that. That way the sun stays out of my eyes and my ponytail can still flop around. So I'm just kind of was getting ready a little bit early. What can I say? Oh, yeah. Oh my God, why am I still in the waiting room? I don't know why you're still in the waiting room. It says we started. Indy's here. Hi, Indy. So did you see that yesterday I dealt with my textress in the best way possible? I conquered my issues. Oh, good morning to you, Opa. I guess that means you're here, huh? I think that means you're here. Anyway, textress. I've talked about it before. I want to talk about it again. Textress is my word. I coined it for it's not distress. That's when you're unhappy. And it's not eustress. That's when you're very happy or it's positive stress. Textress is that feeling that you get when you're dealing with your computer or your phone or anything else that has to do with any kind of technology, the VCR, even if you still use one, whatever it is, the frustration and upset that you experience when you're in the middle of dealing with that crap, that's textress. And textress is very dangerous because it not only hurts your head, it makes you tired. Oh, look what I have here. The hard part about doing this, by the way, it's like looking in a mirror when you talk. It's really hard. Makes me want to take my hair down and maybe play with it a little bit more. Oh, do you like that? That's kind of cute. Maybe I'll leave it like that for a little while. There. Okay. I like that. Now I'm very tall. Okay, I'm going to stop being silly. Here we go. Wait, let's see what happened here. Good morning, Ginny. Ginny's here. I don't know what to tell you, Opa. Maybe you need to oh, you're in. Good. Okay. Hail, hail. The gang's all here. Ginny, first of all, do you guys know that Ginny has a Facebook page that's all about gratitude? It's awesome. You guys should sign up for her group. It's great. Um, and this morning's word art, which we'll talk about later, is about gratitude. And I'm so used to being careful not to post anything in your group that isn't about gratitude that I forgot about it. So you might want to grab it and stick it in because it's totally about gratitude today. Yeah. You might want to have your day be about gratitude today. Okay, textress. Enough about that. You know what it is now. And yesterday I was suffering with it like nobody's business because I was trying to do things. I wanted to get an easy way for people to get to Morning Coffee with Sandye. And every time I looked for a link, it was like this long with letters and numbers, and there's no way I could remember it and pass it on to people. So I finally found out that you could have a shorter, what they call a custom URL. But in order to do that, there were conditions. You had to have at least 100 subscribers. We got that. You had to have had your site up for at least 30 days. Well, we definitely have that. And you had to have a banner on your page, your picture and a banner. Well, I had my picture. It was an old one, but I had a picture. I didn't know how to do a banner. I had to figure out how to squish something small enough to fit on there. Indy finally had a great idea. He said, just pick any picture and you'll have something up there. So I picked a picture of me and Fritzy, and I picked just the slot that has our eyes. So you might want to look at the page because it's kind of cute. And I put a newer picture of me with longer hair so people would know that that's really what I look like now. Anyway, so I solved the text stress problem. And yes, Ginny's group is grateful for gratitude. Thank you. I should have said that. I solved my text stress problems. I now have a banner, a new picture. I changed the name to Morning Coffee with Sandye, I think. But for some reason, the URL to get there is still about Word Art by Sandye. So it's just real simple. If you want to invite your friends to coffee, they go to youtube.com/Word Art by Sandye. That's it. That's the whole thing. Or is it Morning Coffee with Sandye? Now I'm confused. Well, I put it on our page. You'll find it. Look, I can't do this perfectly. I'm just learning. Yeah, I am. Okay. This morning when I woke up, I was thinking about people who were friends of mine who I kind of lost during the pandemic. I know there's still a pandemic, but when we were quarantined, there were certain people that I only saw at certain times or at certain places. And then when I didn't see them anymore, I didn't really think about it because they weren't like people I saw every day. Or maybe they were. And I just, in the panic of the pandemic, I got used to not seeing them. And it occurs to me that you might want to go through your phone list from a year ago, your phone calls, and see who was I hanging out with and or talking to that I kind of lost in the fray, and reach out. I came across a photo of some word art that I did for my friend Patty, who I used to play tennis with. And I realized I haven't seen Patty in months and months and months. I don't even know if she's okay. So I need to reach out. And so do you. Reach out to people that you haven't been in contact with. Yeah, just check in on people. It's a nice thing to do anyway. Don't you love it when you get like a voice from the past that just says, hey, I was in the neighborhood, just wanted to drop in. Yes, Ginny, I agree. Sometimes friends are only meant to be friends for a short time. I totally get that. Maybe you missed one. That's all I'm saying. And besides, even if it was like there was a problem and you moved on, that's fine. I get it. But this is a case of someone that I really liked. She was a really nice person. She wasn't my best friend. She was just a friend, but I'd like to see her again. And if not see her, just know that she's okay. All right. So what else is it? It is Scavenger Hunt Day. Yeah. Scavenger hunts are so much fun. I know you probably did them as a kid, but have you done one as an adult? Because they're hilarious as an adult. I did a birthday party once where the party was a scavenger hunt. Everybody was broken up beforehand into teams of 4, and they were given a list of things they had to find and or take pictures of and bring back to the party by a certain time, because that was when the festivities began. And if they were more than 2 minutes late, they were disqualified. And the things to find were hilarious. People got into a lot of trouble because one of the things they had to find was a cop directing traffic. Yeah. And, you think about it, it doesn't happen all that often unless like there's a light out here or something. And if you're in another country, maybe that's common, but it's not common here. And there was actually one group, the reason I'm mentioning that one, who actually talked the policeman into coming to the party when he got off his shift. And he did. He came and partied with us, and it was hilarious. Because when we started, going down the lists of who got this and who got that, and then in this one group kept saying, we'll go last, knowing that they were waiting for this guy to show up. And then he showed up, made a great party, made an absolutely great party. Yeah, so scavenger hunts really fun. And there are actually companies now where they will plan a scavenger hunt just for your group, but you can do it yourself. It's not that hard to do, and it's so much fun. It's Asparagus Day. Do you like asparagus? I do. I think it's a funny word, and I think spelling it with a U is ridiculous. Asparagus. I think it should be asparagus because it looks like grass. Doesn't that make sense? It does to me. So the question then becomes skinny or fat asparagus. I know people whose favorite goes either way. Did you ever even realize that you had a preference in asparagus? Yeah, we all do. Skinny or fat? Okay, what is this? Oh, a 50th for your friend? You would love doing a scavenger hunt. Love it. Love it. And you're so creative. You're so creative, Opa. You will come up with great ideas for that. Yeah. True story. It's true. Okay, so we're getting a consensus of skinny asparagus. Just saying. Okay, moving on. It is also International Tiara Day, and I think you know, oh, you can't see them from here. They're over. Oops, over there. I have a whole collection of tiaras, little teeny tiny ones and great big ones. I just love tiaras because it makes me feel like the princess, and I like that. It's also National Escargot Day. Do you eat snails? I love them, but only when there's lots of butter and garlic on them, and then they're especially good. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like escargot, but sorry, I do. I can't help it. Oh, in 1883, in 1883. Oh, wait a minute. Can I say something else about snails? My friend Suze, who I've known since we were little kids, she does this thing when she finds it, because Opa here mentioned finding fresh snails on the ground, and ha ha ha. There's this thing she does where she hates snails. She hates them, Suze does. So when she sees one, she picks it up and then she smashes it in the street and tells me that she just gave them a concussion. I know. That's pretty crazy, right? Yeah. She's the snail concussion lady. See, Suze, I told everyone your secret now. Okay, back to 1883. They opened the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah. I mean, how necessary was that? And whenever you say Brooklyn Bridge, it makes me think of the 59th Street Bridge. Feeling groovy. I told you about that, right? That was my dream. On my 59th birthday, which is a couple of years ago now, on my 59th birthday, my plan was to go to New York, where my daughter was living, go to New York and have my birthday party on the 59th Street Bridge and hand out chocolate cupcakes covered with pink frosting and sprinkles and hand them out to strangers on the bridge and sing the 59th Street Bridge song with them. That was my dream. That was my plan. Except as time got closer, I realized I didn't have the money to do it. And then I was sad. And then my birthday came and I was feeling very disappointed. I wasn't getting to see my daughter. I didn't get to go to New York. I didn't get to sing my song on the bridge. And then there's a doorbell at like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I can't figure out what it is. I know you're thinking it's my daughter. No, it wasn't. It was a mailman with a special delivery early AM package for me. I open up this box and inside there's a DVD and it says, play this immediately. And it doesn't say who it's from. So I stick it. I mean, it's my birthday, so I have to figure it has something to do with my birthday, right? So I stick it in the VCR. I have it. I play it all the time. I love it. My daughter and her then fiance, who's been her husband for 10 years now, more than 10 years now, are on the 59th Street Bridge with their guitars playing Feeling Groovy for me. And then about halfway through the song, people start joining them in the song. Everybody's all dressed up with party hats and everything. And now they've got this big group of people singing 59th Street Bridge song to me. And somebody's got cupcakes. They did my birthday wish on the bridge. So happy birthday, Brooklyn Bridge. And thank you, 59th Street Bridge. I love bridges. Happy birthday to Bob Dylan, by the way. Did you know it was Bob Dylan's birthday? Can't ever understand anything the guy is saying anymore. I've seen him in concert so many times, and I don't think I've ever been to a concert where I could like sing along easily because I knew what he was singing, except maybe in the old days. I saw him at Old Cella, that concert that was out here, Desert Trip that I keep talking about. Seriously, I think he was singing like Blowing in the Wind or something like so iconic, right? And he was like 3/4 of the way through it before I could sing along with him because I even knew what he was singing. You know, Bob Dylan won a Nobel Peace Prize, right? Nobel Peace Prize for Bob Dylan. Woo. Happy birthday also to Dick Rowan. That would be Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. When I was in college, we had like a TV room in the dorm, a great big TV room. When Laugh-In came on, the room was standing room only. Seriously. In college, everybody watched Laugh-In. But then we also watched General Hospital. Seriously. The room was filled for General Hospital, Laugh-In, and Batman. Batman was the most fun to watch because whenever it said boom, wow, zam, kapow, everybody acted it out in the room. It was like Rocky Horror Picture Show. So much fun. So happy birthday in heaven, I guess, to Dick Rowan. 1607, the first English settlement in the United States. That would be in Jamestown. It started with 100 people. Yeah, we've got a few more people than that now. True story. Oh, this was so cute. I had to share this with you. You ready? In 1830, there was a woman named Sarah Hale who published a song. You got that? 1830, right? That's like almost 200 years ago. She published a song that is probably more commonly sung today than it was then even. And it goes like this. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Seriously, that's almost 200 years old. So here's my favorite part about it. I must have been like 3, maybe 4 years old. And for Halloween, I have pictures of it. It's hilarious. I was Mary Had a Little Lamb. Do you remember those? Okay, you have to be my age or older to remember this, but they used to do these wall hanging cutouts in kids' rooms. They were like this thick. It felt like maybe it was plaster, but it was paper on the front and it was characters. They usually did them of things like Mary Had a Little Lamb. And on my wall, I must have had a little tiny Mary and, like 3 or 4 lambs. So my mother made me a little cane to carry with a bow on it, like I was, out in the field. She dressed me up in my fanciest little dress and put little bows on me, gave me a little lamb to carry. And then I didn't quite get it, but there was silver foil around my ankles. And to get in touch with aliens, I'm not really sure why, but I was Mary Had a Little Lamb for Halloween that year. This was kind of cool. In 1964, Muhammad Ali, I'm into boxing. Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, he beat Sonny Liston, the Bear, and he did it in under 2 minutes. It was a first round knockout, and they called it the Phantom Punch because it happened so fast that no one ever saw it. Well, first of all, that would be really frustrating to the people who came to see the fight, don't you think? I mean, is that like mean and like so terribly violent? I guess it is. In the Mike Tyson, Michael Spinks fight, Mike Tyson knocked out Michael Spinks in like 91 seconds. I think it was like the first or second round. One big punch, pizzow, right? That fight grossed over $70 million. Can you imagine how pissed off those people were that they paid all that money for 91 seconds? Yeah, wow. I'm glad I wasn't there. That's all I can say. Mm. And by the way, they call them, I know they call it the knockout punch. Oh, they call it one and done. You've heard one and done. That's where one and done came from. And I know I've told you the story about how my mother won an autographed boxing glove from Bernard Hopkins, famous fighter from the 80s and 90s. Bernard Hopkins autographed it and gave her hugs and kisses. Anyway, he had a one and done. Yeah, he was also famous for a one and done. Okay, let's move on from fighting to music. In 1964, the Beatles had a #1 hit of, on this very day, Love, Love Me Do. Yeah, that was early Beatles. Oh, I loved early Beatles. Who couldn't? And then in 1967, Get Back, which was never one of my favorites. Get back to where we once belonged. Okay, I didn't do a good job of it, but you know the song I'm talking about, right? Okay, and finally, in 2001, this was really cool. Temba Tsetseris, a 16-year-old girl, was the youngest person to ever get to the top of Mount Everest. 16 years old. Whew, kind of makes you wonder about those things you're so proud of achieving, huh? Oh yeah, I ran all the way around the block. Really? Well, this 16-year-old kid climbed to the top of Mount Everest. Top that, baby. Okay, pretty cool. What else? Nothing else. Just our word art today, because it's so special. It's all about the cycle of gratitude. So can we talk about that for just 1 second before we go? It's kind of like, you know, that whole thing of love is nothing till you give it away and then it keeps coming back. Gratitude is the same thing. The more you practice gratitude, the more you wake up in the morning and look around and are grateful for where you are and that you're awake and that you can breathe and a good night's sleep, or even just a restless night's sleep, but you got to lay down and you had a bed and maybe you were warm, maybe you were cold, but you had some place to sleep. Yeah. And then you look around and the sun is up and the flowers are blooming and the grass is growing. The more gratitude, the more things you discover to be grateful for, the more grateful you express yourself to be, the more things you're going to find to be grateful for. It's kind of like that whole thing of you get what you put your attention on. Why don't you make today about being grateful and see what happens? Because I got a feeling you're going to have some miracles today. You're going to have a lot more to feel grateful for and then create more miracles. I'm grateful for my Max. I love him more than turkey bacon, big as the sky, and all the way to Canada. And I miss this little guy so much right now. Here's to you. Here's to my Max. Here's to all the birthdays today. I'll see you on Tuesday. That was a sip. Here's a smile. Bye-bye.